remember the day I first noticed him properly. It was October, the kind of gray, drizzly afternoon where the world feels muffled. I was in the tiny independent bookstore on the corner of Maple Street, the one with the creaky wooden floors and the smell of old paper and cinnamon candles. I'd gone in to escape the rain, not to find anything in particular. He was behind the counter, sleeves rolled up, trying, and failing, to balance a tower of paperbacks while muttering to himself. One book slipped, then another. Then the whole stack came down like a sad avalanche right at my feet. I bent to help without thinking. Our hands brushed over the same worn copy of the Night Circus, and I swear my stomach did the tiniest, stupidest flip.
Sorry,
He said, cheeks going pink.
I'm usually better at this, or at least I pretend to be.
I laughed, too loud for the quiet store, and handed him the book. It's okay. Chaos is my brand too. He looked up then, really looked, and smiled in this small, lopsided way that made my chest feel funny. His name tag said Arjun. I left with a book I didn't need and his number scribbled on the receipt because he'd accidentally circled it. The first date was rocky. We met at the little cafe across from the park. I got there early, nervous, fiddling with my scarf. He arrived 10 minutes late, hair damp from the sudden downpour, apologizing profusely. We ordered coffee. Mine was too hot. His cup slipped and the little latte art heart ended up on his sleeve. We both stared at it like it was a crime scene. Conversation was choppy. Safe topics. Weather, rainy, books, yes. Work. He's studying literature. I'm in graphic design. Then silence. Long, awkward silence. I thought, this is it. This is how it ends. Then he blurted,
Okay, this is terrible. I'm normally charming, I swear. I practiced lines in the mirror this morning.
I snorted into my coffee. You practiced? Yeah, he admitted, rubbing the back of his neck.
I even had a backup plan if you hated me. I was gonna fake a phone call from my sick goldfish.
I burst out laughing, the kind that makes your eyes water. He started laughing too, and suddenly the table between us felt smaller. From there, it unraveled in the best way. He told me about the time he tried to rescue a cat from a tree and ended up stuck himself. I confessed I once cried over a fictional character so hard I scared my roommate. We traded embarrassing childhood stories like trading cards. By the time we left the cafe, the rain had stopped, leaving the streets shiny and golden in the late afternoon light. He offered his jacket because my scarf was useless. I said no, then took it anyway because it smelled like cedar and old books. I remember leaving the cafe that first time with my cheeks still warm from laughing, his jacket around my shoulders, and the strange, fluttery certainty that I'd see him again soon. I didn't expect soon to mean the very next night at around midnight. My phone lit up on the nightstand. Emergency. I need help naming my new plant. It's judgmental, and I'm scared of it. I stared at the message for a solid 30 seconds, half asleep, half smiling like an idiot. Then I typed back, on my way with snacks. You get some coffee. 20 minutes later, I was at his door in oversized sweatpants, hoodie pulled over my head, carrying a bag of chips and the last 2 leftover cookies from yesterday. Rain was tapping gently on the awning above the building entrance. He opened the door looking adorably rumpled, hair sticking up, t-shirt wrinkled, eyes bright like he'd been waiting.
You actually came.
He said, sounding half surprised, half delighted. You said emergency? I shrugged, stepping inside. Plus, cookies. His apartment was small and lived in the coziest way. String lights draped over bookshelves, a half-dead fern in the corner, mismatched mugs on the coffee table. And there on the windowsill sat the infamous plant, a little pothos with shiny dark leaves that did somehow look mildly disapproving. We stood in front of it like we were at a very serious trial. Okay, I said. It's definitely judging us. Look at that leaf tilt. He nodded solemnly.
I've been calling it Kevin in my head, but it feels wrong. Too friendly.
Kevin's perfect, I insisted. It's the kind of name that annoys a judgmental plant. It'll hate it. Mission accomplished. He laughed, that low, easy sound that made my stomach do a lazy somersault, and nudged me toward the couch.
Fine, Kevin it is. But if it dies, it's on you.
We sank down, Kevin watching from his perch. I opened the chip bag, and the crinkle was stupidly loud in the quiet room. The rain outside picked up, drumming a soft rhythm against the window. He put on a movie, some old, ridiculous horror comedy neither of us had seen. Volume low. Subtitles on because we kept talking over it anyway. The first jump scare hit. I yelped, grabbed his arm without thinking. He jumped too, then immediately tried to play it cool by clutching my wrists like he was the one protecting me. "Wow," I teased. "My hero,"
Shut up.
he muttered, but he was grinning, cheeks pink in the blue glow of the screen. We kept going like that. Every fake ghost, every creaky door sound, one of us would flinch, the other would laugh, and somehow we ended up closer, shoulders touching, then knees. Then the blanket we were sharing got pulled tighter until it was basically one cocoon around both of us. At some point, the movie stopped mattering. We were just sitting there, faces turned toward each other instead of the TV, voices hushed like we were afraid of breaking whatever this was. He reached over slowly, brushed a crumb off my cheek with his thumb. His fingers lingered a second too long. My breath caught.
You've got...
He started, then just shook his head, smiling to himself.
Never mind. It's gone.
"Liar," I whispered. "You just wanted an excuse."
Maybe.
The rain was louder now, a steady hush that made the room feel smaller, softer, like the rest of the world had stepped out for a minute. I don't know who moved first, maybe both of us at the same time. My head found his shoulder. His arm slid around my back, hand resting lightly against my ribs. Not tight, just there. Warm. We stayed like that through the rest of the movie, through the credits, through the screen going dark. Kevin the pot host sat silently on the sill, probably still judging us, but we didn't care. Eventually, he tilted his head down, lips brushing my hairline. Not quite a kiss, more like a question he wasn't brave enough to ask out loud yet. I turned my face up just a little. Our noses touched. I could feel his smile against my cheek. Neither of us said anything. We didn't need to. The rain kept falling. The string lights glowed soft gold. And in that small, secret pocket of the night, with Kevin as our only witness, something quiet and new started to feel possible.
This story was inspired by the kind of love that doesn't start big or dramatic. No grand gestures, no perfect first dates, just two awkward people, a bookstore that smells like old paper, and a moment that feels small until it isn't. I wanted to write something for Valentine's week that reminds you that love doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it shows up late, spills coffee on itself, names a plant Kevin, and texts you at 3 a.m. because it's excited about something stupid. If you're single this Valentine's, this isn't a wait for love story. It's a love can begin in the quiet, unplanned moment story. And if you're in love, I hope this reminds you of your first awkward laugh together. That's it. Happy Valentine's week, everyone. Be kind with yourself. Okay, bye. Love you. Set it out.